Okay, welcome everyone to Breakthrough Assault and No Dice No Glory doing Firestorm Gazala. We've been running it for 2 weeks now. We've had loads of results come in, and we're going to find out now what happened. Other side of the pond, I've got Iron Tom, if you want to say hello, Tom.
Hey Mark, hey everybody.
So what we've done is we've collated all the results up, and what we've done is taken all the results from a particular area and then we've averaged the results. So say we got a couple of 8-1s, a 7-2, 7-2 and a 6-3, then we've averaged it out to be a 7-2 or as near as we can, so that every battle actually has had an impact on this. And even if even if the Allies have, let's say, have won 4 out of 5, but then the Germans get a fantastic 8-1 result in the 5th game, that could be enough to actually, while the Allies will still win, it reduces the amount they've won by, and you'll see that could be quite important when it comes to destroying Firestorm troops in a minute. So, first battle was C2 into C4, which was here, which was the Panzers and the Stukas, Firestorm troops against the Grants and the Hurricanes. And as the Axis commander, I'm pleased to say it was a 7-2 victory to the Germans. So Tom, you've got the chart in front of us. Could you tell us, as the first thing we have to do is roll to destroy troops. So could you tell me what I need to roll to destroy your Firestorm troops?
Yes, with a 7-2, you need to score a 5 or better to destroy enemy Firestorm troops.
Okay, so we're going to start off by rolling our clever widget here. So I'm going to start by rolling for the 4th Brigade Grants. Straight off the bat. So they go into the Allied reinforcement pool. So I've managed to destroy those. Second roll is for the Hurricanes. No. So the Hurricanes live to fight another day. Now, Tom, do I need to roll for my ones with a 7-2 win?
No. If the victory points that the other team had was 2 or less, not destroy. You have to get at least 6-3 in order to be able to destroy enemy troops.
Okay, so I think the next stage is then you retreat your enemy troops. So do you want to move? You can move your Hurricanes back to any friendly one you occupy. Yeah, so sorry, adjacent one you occupy.
Right, they're in place.
Oh, in fact, I just wonder if there you probably don't need to, because it actually goes into Allied sortie pool, doesn't it? So, yeah, I think we probably just need to place it in the Allied sorties, I imagine, ready for next turn, because they're still alive, ready to come in and fight again.
Makes more sense.
So, correct if I'm wrong, so I now advance my troops into Charlie 4 and remove the battle marker. Obviously, they will go into the Axis air sorties. Have I done that correctly?
Yep, that's correct.
Cool. Okay, so game 2, sorry, battle 2, should I say? And just for people watching, so I had 1, 2, 3, 4. So we had 5 results for battle 1. We've only had 3 for battle 2. So battle 2 was Bravo 1 into Bravo 3. So that was me trying to encircle the British position here. With the Italians, and again a 7-2 victory to the Germans in this one. So the Italians have pulled it off. So I'm going to roll to destroy those Crusaders. No. And I'm going to roll to destroy the air. No. So air goes back into the pot. And Tom, you just need to retreat your Crusaders to an adjacent. Okay.
Yep, sorry, I had a counter on a counter.
No problems. Okay, so battle 3 was your attack up here. So it was the spoiling attack that the British put in, and actually the 3 results in there, pretty mixed bag. The Allies managed to win 6-3, so a victory. But potential there because it's a 3, so potential that you guys could lose some people there as well. So what do you need to roll to destroy my guys on there, Tom? On a 6-3.
We both need to roll 6s.
Okay, so do you want to roll first to destroy the Panzer Grenadiers? Oh, sorry, the Africa platoon, should I say? And then for the Italians. Okay, so they're all right. So I'm going to roll for the British Rifles. Oh, sorry, the South African Rifles, should I say? Oh, I thought it was going to be a 6 then. And for the 25 pounders. So pretty much that's become a so what's happened there is you have won a victory on a fortified position. So fortified positions in Firestorm are special because in essence you've got to take the position twice in order to capture it, as long as there's Firestorm troops alive in it. So I actually lose that fortified marker, but I don't have to retreat from the area. And of course you don't occupy it, but what you have done is taken, in essence, one of my livestock for that area. I've had to fall back to my second line of defences. And of course you're fortified in your area as well. Okay, so let me just check I'm doing the right one. The next battle is C2 into C6. So this is the Panzers backed up by the Italians going against the Desert Rats. And this was another 7-2 to the Germans. So I need to roll 5 or more to destroy the Desert Rats. Yeah, so got rid of them. So I'm going to advance my Firestorm troops into there. Okay, the final battle was for this pocket there, protected by the Indian motor platoon. And living up to their ferocious nature, they held. So they actually won 7-2. So I think, Tom, you've got to roll... I presume it's the same if I'm attacking, that you've got to roll 5s to destroy me.
Yeah, that's correct.
So for the Stukas?
All right, here's for the... yep.
And then for the African platoon. Ooh. So there we go. So I've made a breakthrough on the right flank. So gone fairly well on the right flank. Obviously worked in the centre as well. Although might need to do some reinforcement there in a minute. I've only got some Italians holding that, which doesn't fill me with excitement, but we'll see. And then yeah, it could have been worse. I've still got the area up there at least, so I might be able to do something with that next turn.
Yeah, the fortifications help just kind of stabilize it.
So the next stage of the turn is the strategic phase. So the first thing to do is bring in reinforcements, and you bring in reinforcements first. We had to check this because on some other Firestorms, things come back the following turn, but when we read the rules on this one, you actually get to regenerate them into one of your supply depots, which are marked by blue, straight away. And then when you go to the movement phase, you can basically move them one area, unless they're linked by a railway or a road, in which case you can move them as far as you want, as long as you're moving along the road and the railway within friendly territory. So you've got 2 reinforcement units to bring back into a reserve then, Tom, and you can place them down into Brook or in Balamid in Bravo 7.
Right, do we do the exploitation before or after this?
It's afterwards. So you make strategic moves in is phase 3 of the strategic phase. Phase 1 is bringing reinforcements. Phase 2 is I get a couple of supply tokens as long as I can trace supply, which I'll just get you to check the rulebook on in a sec. And
so I just place it on one of the depots for now. We're not moving him yet.
Yeah, you just place it on the depots you want for now. and then you've got the 7th. You've got the Desert Rats motor platoon in your pool as well. That might not be a bad move, actually, having a couple of units in, because if I take both Tobruk's, then the game automatically ends.
Yeah, there's a road that goes, I guess, all the way through Tobruk. I was trying to see if there's a road that goes from either side to either side.
Well, it's fine. There isn't that goes between, but you can link between Bravo 6 and Alpha 5 to get either side anyway.
Yeah, well, that's as long as you don't exploit into Bravo 6.
I think I can only move into friendly territory, I believe. Do you want to just check that in your because you've got the rule book there? Is there? I'm not sure you get exploitation moves the same way as in some Firestorms. Do you want to just check that? Because I know, like in Bagration, you can push forward into areas that don't have Firestorm troops in, can't you?
There's a Vantorious troops. I guess that just moves into the area where you're at. I don't see anything about exploitation, so I guess it's because it's such a small 3-turn game they don't have that.
Yeah, because if you think, because otherwise I'd be straight into Bravo 6 now, if that was the case. Yeah, so I couldn't see anything when I read through it. Okay, so my reinforcements then, so I'm going to bring them back into Charlie 1, and obviously my air goes back into my air pool on there. Okay, so who gets to make their strategic moves first then, Tom?
Strategic phase, bring in reinforcements, resupply, resupply access unit special.
Oh yeah, so what happens in that one? I get I think I get another couple resupply tokens, is that correct?
It says at the end of turn 1 and turn 2, if the Axis have units in B3 and are in control of B1, they may supply Firestorm units in B3 with 2 supply markers.
B3. So right, so I've got B3, and if they've got B1, did you say?
Yes, at the end of turn 1, if the Axis have units in B3 area and are in control of B1, they may resupply Firestorm units in B3 with 2 supply markers. This is to represent the convoys the Italians managed to get through the minefields. This is the only way the supply markers are returned to the game.
Okay, cool. And of course, as I've attacked through, I'm bring up my supplies with my panzers. I can bring up supplies in case I get cut off as well. Okay, so we've done that. So next it's make strategic moves. So under the make strategic moves paragraph, who gets to make the strategic moves first then, Tom?
It looks like the Ally says the British High Command proved to be very ineffective during Gazala battles. Orders were ignored, command was inflexible. To represent this, the Allied player must first roll a 6-sided die. The number rolled is the maximum number of Firestorm troops can move during this step, from 1 to 6. And then the Allied player makes strategic moves, followed by the Axis player.
Okay, so do you want to roll dice? Wow, there you go. So you've been a flexible Brit this turn.
Way to go, Richie. Go, Richie, go.
Okay, so you can reorientate 6 Firestorm units.
Here's the first one.
Oh, Tobruk West undefended. Controversial.
We have some more moves going.
Ah. That's 3.
That's 3. That's 3.
You know what's interesting? If I take Bravo 6 and Charlie 8, then you lose all your airfields. So you lose all your air supports captured. Well, I say all, both units are.
All right, we'll try to avoid that.
It's a bit of a long shot. Thing is, it's not that many. Germans don't have that many Firestorm troops. You need, if I'm wrong, I think you've got to have a Firestorm troop to be able to actually launch an attack. So actually,
that's correct.
You can be. It does limit where you can go quite a lot for the Germans.
I'm just studying the board here for a second. I think this may just be about the last I'm going to do. So we can't afford to pull too many other things off the line. We're just going to use 4 of them.
Okay, so my movement then?
Yeah, I just can't, even though we got a nice big fat 6, I just can't see. The 2 other units are pinned down, and I just can't afford to pull anything else off.
Yeah, no course. So I'm quite limited really on where I can move things. I obviously, there's still a fortified marker in here, so I need to keep some strength here. In theory, I could move one of my Firestorm units out. But I haven't got a road to connect it to somewhere else, so it doesn't really gain me anything. All I could do was move one down to, I suppose, actually, yeah, I suppose what I could do a little bit of a shuffle. I could move a set of Italians down to Charlie 2, move a unit down to Bravo 1. Yeah, I don't have to roll a dice, correct? I can just move everybody. Is that right, Tom?
Move what you want.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to move a set of Italians down here. I'm then going to reinforce. Actually, I'm going to take the weaker Italians into there, because they're the ones which have legions of Rome. So, and then I'm going to bring those guys into there. Can't really risk Rommel, so I'm going to keep him here for now.
Yeah, he can only get lost.
Although
he can only become lost if you commit him to a battle.
Yeah, so I could put him into Charlie 6, because he could just, even if you get an attack off into here, he can just fall back.
Yes,
it does give me another unit that I can commit.
But if I somehow manage to cut you off and then force you back, he could die that way.
Yeah. But I've got to remember, I've got limited directions I can attack in, and actually given that it's only a 3-turn game, I mean, I need to get victory points. So I was chatting to Yokel who built this, and he said, he did give me a little bit of a steer and said, you've got to be aggressive as the Germans. Rommel was a gambler, and if you don't take the gambles in order to push forward and take those victory points and take it steady, then you've got no chance. So I think I've got to be a little bit aggressive with it and move people up. So with that in mind, I mean, what have I got here? So they're already there, they're already there. No one I can move up from here. So my only real decision here is just to make sure I'm happy with this. I could put a little bit more into C2, because I haven't got a road. So what I can't do is come down to C2 and move across. I've got to take Bir Hashim. If I can take Bir Hashim and knock that, knock those French out, then one, I'd capture them, but two, it would also give me a road, which would then allow my reinforcements to stream through on turn 3. So it's quite important to do that, but I can only attack from a single axis. Okay, I'm going to stay where I am for now, and I've just got to hope I get initiative and manage to go into there. I could, of course, actually I could reinforce, probably a good idea to reinforce Bravo 3, because that's an obvious spot that you're going to want to take. So I could reinforce that one there. So I'm going to move the Italians up to try and give you a little bit of a headache there, and we shall see what happens. Okay, so that's the end of turn 1. So you guys have been following it. Thanks for all your battle reports for turn 1. So at the end, the right hook has started, just like it did in history. The British have really rallied to the cause and really quickly moved up to produce a mobile line of defence around Tobruk here to try and cut me off. And they've managed to put in a spoiling attack in the north and remove my fortifications. And again, just like happened in reality, the Italians have managed to break through here and surround the British. Now, it's not too much of a drama at the minute because they've still got supplies. Anytime you make an attack now or you defend a battle, you have to use up one of your supply markers. So if I attack into Charlie 5, regardless of the outcome, he has to use a supply marker, which would go. So he'd then be out of supply for turn 3 if I didn't win. Obviously, if he wants to attack out, he has to use his supply marker, and if that fails, then he'll be out of supply as well, which can have different effects. You could be out of fuel, which means you've got to roll a dice. You can be low on ammo, which means your rate of fire, etc., can be affected. So what we're going to do now, Tom and I are just going to go and have a discussion about the next turn. So we'll leave you here, and we'll have another video up shortly for our initial rolls and battles for turn 2. And then, of course, that will follow with the article on Breakthrough Assault, which will give a little bit more details of the forces you can use to reenact those. So thanks for watching. Bye.